Alright, let's get this one more run in. What in the hell? Got the Blackjack on the block. In our last video, I was doing a couple of passes with the M447 propeller on the Blackjack 42. Mid pack, I actually lost my pin that joins the rudder to the bracket, my rudder pin. So I'm basically making this video for any of you guys that are interested in like getting the slop out of your rudder. I'm going to show you guys how to do it, how to mod out your pin so that you can get that little bit of slop out. Okay, I'm actually using a 4mm straight shaft, basically bent in half, and I'm using that for my pin. I just kind of set it aside just in my little parts bin, and it's about the only rod, and I got a lot of them. I got a bunch of different sizes. It's about the only rod I could find that would fit this hole like perfect to a T. So if you guys need to mod this rudder, mod your rudder pin out so that you can get the slop out, it's a 4mm rod. Alright, a true 4mm rod, and that should get the slop out of your rudder. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it start to finish. I'm going to pull this out. We basically have to file a little flat spot in it, and it's pretty simple. I wasn't even going to make this video, but I had actually promised you guys that I'll show you how to shim up your rudder so you can get the slop out for better performance. And here we go. Here you go. First of all, you want to make sure that your rod fits your rudder and bracket like perfect. If it's too small of a pin, it's going to have a lot of side to side movement, and that's actually going to slow you down when you're running. That rudder's just flopping back and forth, causing you to lose speed. So make sure it's the right size. Second, I guess you should make sure that it goes all the way down to the bottom of your rudder bracket housing here, like where the top of the blade meets the bracket part. Make sure it goes all the way down to there. I'm going to actually cut mine a little bit long. I'm going to cut mine like right here, because I had a heck of a time when I first pulled this rudder apart trying to get the slop out of it. I had a heck of a time getting the pin out. Okay, so I'm going to actually cut it a little bit higher. We'll cut it probably right there. That way, when I need to service it or take the blade off for some reason, I can grab it and just pull it right out. I don't have to like fight with it, you know. So actually, you know, modding this out is going to make it a little bit easier to work on in the long run too. You know, if you leave it a little bit long like I am. So see how I had a tight fit? I had to actually like force it to come out. So I'm gonna cut it right here, and then we're gonna file a flat spot where the grub screw tightens down onto the pin. Okay. Make sure your pin is stainless steel. You don't want to use like a steel rod because it will rust, and you'll have a hard time getting it out of the boat. So that should just drop in. I'm going to clean the end of it up so it looks finished. Just use a file to kind of file the end of it down. Alright. Got it filed down. Alright, so the easiest way to find where you need to put your flat spot would be to just drop your pin into your rudder blade. Make sure it goes down into that retainer hole down here. Alright, and then just get you something to mark in the grub screw hole with. Hopefully this marker will reach. Alright, so I'm going to use one of my scribes here. I'm just gonna get a reference for where our grub screw is gonna be. That's where we're gonna put our flat spot. So we'll pull our pin out, and our flat spot will go right where that little, right there, where that little mark is. And we're gonna file a flat spot for that grub screw to sit on. Alright, and then it should look something like this. That'll hold your pin in place. And then I usually use like a little small one to kind of clean it up a little bit. Alright, and then once you got that filed, you can put it in your rudder. Like I said, I got mine where she fits tight. Alright. And to tighten down that grub screw, you're just going to have to undo your steering linkage here. Like so. Alright. That'll let you take your linkage off. Now we need a grub screw. Don't forget the Loctite this time, B. Don't forget the Loctite, big B. Alright, so you don't want to get Loctite on the shaft. You don't want to get Loctite all over this because you'll have a hard time pulling it out. And that's actually why I left it long, so that I could have something to grab onto. So, bare minimum with your Loctite, so you don't Loctite your pin in. Also, I wanted to tell you guys, if you got a pin that's like really close, you know, but it's still got a little bit of slop in it, you can actually take your blowtorch, heat this thing up so it's like red hot. Okay, once you get it red hot. And you might be able to do this with the stock pin. Get it red hot, put it on like a piece of metal, and tap the ends of it. All right. Ooh, it's kind of hot. Ooh. It's got to be red hot though. The end of the pin when you hit it. So that's a mouthful. Sorry. But just a little tip for you guys, if you got one that's close, or even if you want to use the stock pin, you could probably like fatten it up a little bit, heat it up red hot, cherry red hot, and just boom like that, and it will actually fatten up the pin for you. Get some of the slop out of your rudder system. So let's drop this guy in, make sure the flat spot's the right way. I'm a cheapskate. If I can make something without having to buy it, you know, and it's gonna work just as good, I'll do it. Look at that. I was tapping the ends of it and it actually messed up. Made it too tight. So it does work. That does work. That method does work. I want it really tight though. Oh yeah, so that little bit of tapping I did with this pin heated up, like mildly heated up, it actually took that little bit of slop with that and moving it out of the rudder. Look at that, I'm moving it back and forth. Get some Loctite on this nut as well. I would recommend cutting the proper size pin for it. Make it a little bit longer so you have something to grab onto. But that'll take the slop out of most any rudder system for any RC boat. You don't want that slop. It's going to slow you down, like I said. But thank you guys for watching. Just a quick tip, quick mod to help you with your RC boat build. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good. Ring those bells and all those whistles. We'll see you guys next time.